I'm going to make some plant-based enchiladas. The first step's going to be, I need my cutting board. Because I haven't get them out yet. Cutting board, come to me. Put the cutting board here very gingerly. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This is plant-based Impossible sausage. It was on sale for $2. I think I showed the other day in that other video I did where I made the pasta. That was a really good deal. So I'm just gonna like squeeze it. I'm gonna squeeze it into my bowl. And because it's vegan or plant-based, it's not going to make you sick if you don't have to work. Like, that's the thing I love about it. It's not real meat. And some people might be like, but why? Why did you buy this if it's not real meat? I bought it because I like it, okay? That's what I like it. You don't have to eat it if you don't want to. You can use real meat. This is what I bought, and this is what I'm using. I'm also going to get some black beans for it too. So I'm just trying to get everything out. I hate how it's hard to squeeze it all out. Squeeze, squeeze. It's like a Play-Doh factory. Wow. I just don't like touching things that have a funny texture. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna rinse off my hands now. The texture is not my favorite. Trying to get my hands nice and rinsed. And I'm gonna do some sprouting, I think, this weekend because I haven't done my sprouter in a while, and I want to sprout. Okay, so I got that all in. I need a can of black beans. I thought I got my black beans out already. Okay. Here we have our black beans right here. I need to put you right here because I want to use that for the enchiladas. I want to use this for mixing, okay? Like, if it's been in the cabinet for a while, I am gonna like wipe it off because it might be dusty because it was back in the cabinet for a while. I'm slowly using up my stockpile of like canned goods, which some people might be like, oh my god, that's scary, Julia. But I don't know. I'm excited because it might be good to have a stockpile, but I don't want that many because I just had too many. Because pre-pandemic, I had a lot of like canned goods and beans. I need to use up lentils, stuff like that. You know, I just need to use it up. Okay. Then we have our green scallion. I'm not going to rip it open. What did I think? I was Incredible the Hulk? All right. So this one, I got the organic scallion because it tastes better. It just does. I also bought organic broccoli the other day. Some things were more expensive. Some things were cheaper. I'm going to give everybody a nice rinsey rinso. Pan opener needs to go dry my hands. Yeah, I used a really cool like Miley Cyrus song in her short, which you should see. I've been hearing that song. It's really good. It's I can buy myself flowers. I can write my name in this. It's really like I like that song actually, and it's kind of cool because it has like a Like the dress she's wearing in the video, it kind of has an old glam style to it. It's just a very, very good video. And I'm not always like the biggest fan of like the most current music. Like there's some current songs I like that kind of stand out to me. But I just really like that song. I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. I really like it. Try to cut up the pieces a little bit more finely. Not the biggie chunkies. Smaller pieces. Smaller pieces. Smaller and smaller. I think I need my other knife. This knife's not good enough. My little opinion. I can buy myself flowers. I can write my name in the sand. I can talk to myself for hours. I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to the song again. I'm not getting all the lyrics correct. But it's totally the vibe of 2023, you see, because it's a new era, man. It's a new era. It's like the happiest era. I don't know what it is, but this has got to be like the happiest era of my life. Something clicked in my mind. I'm just like, I just love life. Well, I always did, but I'm just enjoying life so much more than I ever have before. A little piece. Like, that's one funny thing about me. Like, I love to cook, but something about wet textures, I don't know. I don't like them. Like, I just don't, like, I love eating it, but like touching it, like when you're cutting it. And I never used to feel that way. It's just weird. I think maybe with age or something. Like, I'm just not liking the wet textures as much. You can always dry off your vegetables more. But I'm like, I want to get this done. So I'm not worried about drying them too much. I'm just worried about cutting up my veggies, you see. I really am loving organic produce. I probably should have bought organic tomatoes, but man, have you seen the prices at the Southern California grocery store? I was lucky. I got a lot of really good deals. But I used to spend like maybe $15, $20 of food for less buying similar things to what I bought on Tuesday night, which was $44. And look, some people might be like, well, you got the impossible. It was on sale for $2, okay? And I know I bought some falafel, and I bought like veggies, and I bought some organic ones. And yeah, I guess I could have got even cheaper stuff. But the prices have gone up. Let's just be honest. Just a little tiny bit. Yeah. And if you don't think that, maybe you have an unlimited income. Oh. If you have an unlimited income, that's fine. I think that would be cool to have an unlimited. Not that anybody has an infinite income, like infinite income. Nobody does that, has that, possesses that. Like nobody can just like pull money out of a hat and it keeps coming. Well, except for the National Reserve, maybe. Maybe they can. I don't know. But that's not a person. That's an entity, right? So I have this little bit of a conundrum. I just think, this is my thought. I do look at YouTube videos sometimes, but this is one thing I'm doing a lot less of. I'm just not gonna I've been very a little bit more reticent about what I comment on. And even more so lately, I think I will be, because I will comment on some of my friends' YouTube videos, and I always do, but just like general people I don't know. I don't know, because I'm listening to the Prince Harry book, and apparently people just really hate him like so much. And honestly, okay, I'm not his big giant fan. He's made some bad choices, okay? Like the Halloween costume thing. Harry, you were wrong to do that, okay? Nobody made you do that. You can't blame Kate and Will for that. That's pathetic. You should have said, hey. But the thing that bothered me the most about it was he said he was going to a party, and the theme was colonizers and wild ones. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I hope in 2023 nobody would have a party with that theme. But even like in 2005 or so, I think it was kind of a bad idea, Harry. Like, Harry. So this is what I'm saying. I know people envy like the royal family. I want to envy them, because I feel like, were you guys living under a rock? Like, if he truly didn't know why that costume was a problem, like, hello, like what nearly happened to England during World War II? Like Harry, where were you? Like, were you like just under a rock? I just don't know. But yeah, the costume thing, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for him. But I think maybe he was right when he says that Meghan kind of opened his eyes to things. Like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And I'm not even her super fan, but let me just put it this way. I'm interested in listening to his side of the story, and I can understand why he might want to leave the royal family. That's it. People have very strong opinions. Like, some people just love him. They treat him like a god. Some people really hate him. Apparently, he's just like the worst thing that's ever happened. And it's like, there's no neutrality on this. And I'm like, he's just a person. Basically, he's writing a book because I get it. Like, he's saying that the journalists just always like harassed them growing up. And apparently, from what it seems like, is that Prince Charles, he was okay with it. He didn't love the press, but he knew how to handle it. But this is the thing I think about Harry and William. I don't think that they have a good feeling towards it, because look what happened to his mother. That's the thing that just makes me sick. Like, even if you hate him to the core, like some people just really hate him to the core for some reason, which is just sad for you. Like, stop hating people. Think about what happened to his mother. Like, when he reiterates, you saw the like reflections of the flash bulbs. Like, I am going to review after I'm done listening to the book and just share some of my thoughts on it. But when he says like he finally got to see some of the pictures because they were hidden from him, because when he was 12, when his mom died in the car crash, like his handlers didn't want him to see it. But apparently, I think, who was it? Maybe it was Marco, that one handler, that when he finally showed him the pictures, I think, how old was he? Maybe like 20 something, early 20s. He said what resonated with him was just seeing the reflections of all the flash bulbs, and that they just kept taking her picture. And it's just so gross. And that they chased her in a car, and just like, it's so irresponsible. So if you wonder why he didn't love, and a lot of the royals have left. They've left the royal family. Like Wallace Simpson, hello. Yeah, we had a whole, wasn't our king, but a British king who abdicated the throne for Wallace Simpson. So this is not the first time this has ever happened. So anyway, that's just my little thoughts on that. I guess it's very controversial, apparently. Like, Harry's just like the bad boy, apparently, but I don't know. I kind of just want to hear his side of the story, okay? Like, I know everybody wants to hate on him, or they want to treat him like a deity, but I'm just like, maybe there's just some in between. Like, can you just listen? There's no balance, okay? And there's no just treating somebody with respect. Like, even if you don't love them or their life choices, I think this is one of the problems with the internet. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. You don't have to love somebody. You don't have to be their best friend. But I do think it's kind of weird that people feel okay, like, just writing or saying really rude, really off the wall things. And I don't know. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Listening to his book, because it's just kind of interesting. I was kind of curious, like, if it was a Prince Charles biography, and I couldn't care less. But I always think, even though Harry made some really bad, poor choices, I would say. I don't know. I was just always curious about, like, what happened with him and why things went the way they did. And the funny thing is, I kind of feel like I knew years ago. I don't know how I knew this, but just from some of the things he said about how he liked visiting America, I just had this feeling about him. I'm like, I bet you he's gonna leave like the royal family. I said that once to my sister, and my sister's like, no, he would never leave. I was right. Not that I was trying to like make it a contest, but I don't know. I think he just wants to do other things with his life. And I don't really care if he does it with his title or not. I'm just listening to his book. I'm listening to it with my Audible credit. I didn't, I paid for the Audible service, so I didn't buy the book, but you can check it out if you don't want to pay for it, you can check it out from your library or something. You don't have to pay for his book. So a lot of people, they're very indignant. They're like, I'm not going to give that person my money by reading their book. Did you not know there's like book swaps, public libraries, lots of ways you can actually get access to a book, like secondhand books on eBay. You wait a year on the dollar store. Like a lot of biographies end up going on sale at the dollar store. Well, it's $1.25 now, but anyway, so I've been listening to his book on and off when I was doing things around the house or just getting ready. I don't usually like audiobooks, but I thought it was interesting because Harry was narrating it. So it was in his voice. I kind of was like, oh, okay. This is interesting. I thought anyway. Those were just my little thoughts on that. Okay, I want to add a little bit of spice to it. So I'm going to go get some chili peppers. Okay, so, I'm getting low on my chili peppers. I'm going to have to get my mom to send me more. These are dried ones from her garden. They're very yummy. They smell good too. So I'm just going to cut them up. And of course there's going to be the chili, one more. Hi, how are you doing? If you really ever want to mince them, you can always like puree them in a... I know some people are like, oh no, you can't use your coffee grinder for spices too. I do. I just rinse it out and I use it, Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you guys. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so I'm going to get a spoon and I'm going to mix up my mixture for the plant-based enchiladas. Okay, so I have my nice big bowl of the filling that's going to go in the enchiladas. Mix it up. We have black beans. We have Impossible Burger. We have the chili peppers. I am not adding salt to this because there's already salt in the enchilada sauce. And do people salt their... Like, I think if you have a condiment, do not add more salt. Like, but I don't. I'm not going to because I'm just going to kind of mix this a bit. Kind of get everybody nice and mixed. So share some mixing. I just want to see. All right, so I have my... I debated whether I should buy Yeah, it's plant-based. So so that's what it is. It will taste very good. So I put in black beans, Impossible Burger, chili pepper flakes, organic scallion, and a tomato, 2 tomatoes actually. So I'm gonna start my little rolling. I could have got the corn tortillas, but I ended up getting the flour ones just because I think they roll better. In my opinion. But you can put whatever you want in yours, like whatever you like, guys. It's a let the world be your oyster, but I don't eat oysters. But if you eat oysters, that's your thing. I don't eat them. You know, like not for me. Um. So, oh yeah, I remember somebody said you should wet the tortilla before you start rolling. So I'm gonna start sticking mine in this little container right here. If you can see better like this. Hi, here I am. Do I have my tahini out? Tahini is not part of this recipe. Tahini needs to go back in the fridge. Okay, so I'm just gonna get it kind of wet, so it rolls a little bit better. It's just my thought process on this. I don't want to overfill them. Probably not going to worry too much about what they look like either. I'm just going to keep rolling. It's very good. I so agree with you, Caleb. I like it a lot, and I got it on sale for $2. So, yeah, because it doesn't go bad right away, and I'm using it. It's actually expiring today. But the thing about expiration dates is they have to sell by date. It's a sell by date. It doesn't mean it automatically just like rots. So sometimes like at Food for Less or whatever grocery store you have, Food for Less tends to have a little bit better deals in our area. Yeah, sometimes at Food for Less they have really good deals. So, and I have my enchilada sauce, which I'm going to put on them. I need to open that up. Why am I feeling this one more than the others? I don't know, but that's just how it went. And I didn't even wet that one to fold it. Actually, these are pretty good little tortillas. I don't want to overfill this one. Maybe I will. Maybe I can get another one. That's cool that you used to work at a restaurant. Were you a server or did you cook at the restaurant? Like, what was your position? Like, if you mind telling us. I can get another one in there. There we go. Everybody's happy in there. I guess I could have bought some plant-based, like vegan cheese, but I didn't have that, so I'm just like using the veggies, and I'm just gonna cook it. But you definitely could. And I thought, I could have put nutritional yeast. I don't want to overstuff this. I think I might be going a little bit too. That might be a little bit too much, but I'm just gonna going with it at this point. Okay. Come on, buddies. That one might it'll be fine. So we have all of nutritional yeast. It's like a type of yeast, but it's used in just like kind of plant-based dishes to give things like it's not exactly cheesy because I don't like cheese, but some people say it has like a umami savory kind of flavor that's mimicking cheese, but I hate cheese, so I like it. Honestly, the reason I've been plant-based is because I just don't like cheese. Like, I think that was the one reason, because my mom, she's vegetarian, and I don't know. They drink almond milk, but there's a few things she still eats. Like I think occasionally she eats some cheese. I don't eat cheese, but she's been vegetarian since pretty much the 70s. Like when I was really little, they tried the vegan thing, but that was a long time ago, and that was before you had more options. And back then, there weren't a lot of things you could do. Like it was very limited back then. It's just like I would say even 10 years ago, it was so much more limited. Like if you had like Morningstar Farm wasn't even vegan back then. Apparently it was back in the 80s before they got that purchased by Kellogg. But yeah, you could get the Loma Linda brand. Some of their things were vegan. You could make tofu. You just have more options now. All right, I need to open this up. I actually found a thing of enchilada sauce, and it was not too bad. Like the ingredients were pretty natural. It didn't have anything weird. Like it didn't have weird ingredients. So I was like, this is like the best thing of enchilada sauce I've bought in a while. Well, I'm just going to pour this. The lid's being naughty. Okay. I'm just going to pour some over the top. I might conserve some for more. Okay. So I'm going to use my thing. Push you in. I don't want it to go over the edges. Just to kind of let you bake. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to wipe that off because I don't feel good about that. I haven't. I just tend to. Okay, so even though I am plant-based, I just tend to know how it works. Like what you need. Like you do need. Like I did black beans and Impossible Burger with tomato and scallion. I know just because my mom was vegetarian, and of course I'm like plant-based. I used to call myself vegan. I think I talked about why I don't really use that term because I think it's cool if you call yourself vegan. I do, but my only reservation about people using that term nowadays is just like all the fighting and the arguing, and I don't like that. Like I don't like. Okay, I love like just plant-based food. I do. And I love vegan, but it's gotten so weird and people fight over things and I'm just like I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that life. Like but if people call themselves vegan, I think it's cool. Yeah, I do. I do paint a lot. I could be like I guess like I'm very giving you ideas and inspiration for things you could make in the kitchen, you know? Okay, so I'm going to do some in this little guy. I'm going to turn him upside down. We want to kind of get him in there. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Caleb. That's very sweet of you to say that. I just want the world to be a more positive place. I really do, because I feel like right now, how do I put it this way? We just need to find those experiences. And I try to be like, you know, who I try to be like is my mom. Like my mom's not, I'm not super outgoing, but my mom's more reserved than I am. But my personality is totally my mother's, you know. I have that kind of nurturing personality. That's just kind of who I am. Like I just want good things in life for people. I don't know how many I can put in this little Mickey dude. I might have to. Oh, I have another one too. I have another container. All right, so just gonna kind of pour the sauce over them. Okay. I might run out of sauce, but that's okay. If I do, I still can bake them because they have a lot of sauciness to them anyway. I might have put too much sauce in those, but that's okay. I like it saucy, so for me, it works. I have my other container. So I'm just getting all my little glass containers out. That one nice and tucked away. It's very tucked. Do I share my recipes online? I have on my website. I used to do more writing and recipes because I used to update my blog more. But if you want to see some things that I've done, like, yeah, you can check on my website, like mystories.com. It's a subdomain of Sweet Berries of my art site. It's where I used to do more of my writing stuff. And then I have my old Hub Pages profile, which definitely, like, I haven't updated that as much, but I used to have some recipes on there. But definitely I would try my subdomain because that's where most of my like recipe kind of stuff would be. Okay. Maybe I can get more sauce out of this too. Just getting the last part of it. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's fun. So also too, a lot of my, if you just like look at my old YouTube videos, like a lot of things I've posted on YouTube over the years. Oh, good. It sounds like Labram has some cool recipes he'll send you. And I have things too, like if you don't want to go to the website, if that's just too much. Like I understand some people don't. I think it's easy, but I totally understand if you don't want to hop over to the website. I also have a lot of videos here on YouTube just showing things I've made over the years. I became vegan in 2014. I used to eat some chicken and fish previously to that. I haven't since 2013, but like since then. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. That's so cool. I'm glad that you're cooking. It sounds like you're a foodie. I'm definitely a foodie. And I highly recommend if you know somebody with a garden, have them dry some peppers for you because, oh my, this is so good. So cool. Okay. Anyhow, I guess I'm just going to bake everybody. And I just wanted to show you how I prepped it. Let me explain what I did again. So I took it just kind of came together. Like, I just know how to, like, I know I'm really good at protein ratios. And yes, you can use calculators and things like that. But just growing up, I knew a lot about food, like food health. And I knew a lot about like micronutrient. So I just did the proteins. Like if you just wanted to do the black beans, the tomato or like scallions or something like that, I think it'd be okay. But the thing I like about the Impossible Burgers, it's gonna give you more protein, like a little bit of both, I think. So, but you could do like tofu, and I personally I like the Impossible Burger. I think it'll be good this way. But I used to just do them with black beans, scallions, tomatoes. What was over in my fridge, I would just kind of mix things up. Get the enchilada sauce. I like that brand enchilada sauce because it doesn't have any preservatives or additives, and it doesn't have anything weird added to it. It was just like a good enchilada sauce. But I probably should try to make an enchilada sauce from scratch one of these days. It's kind of oh, that's so cool. Like a Mediterranean type quinoa dish. Very cool. So it sounds like you're Middle Eastern, maybe, Caleb. I think, you're Levantine? I think maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm born in America, but my grandpa was Syrian, so my dad loved his grandma's Syrian cooking, and that influenced a lot of things I like to make, honestly. Like my mom, she always made lentils and rice, like she loved that. But that was really the only Middle Eastern dish she made. The way I discovered more Middle Eastern dishes was my dad told me about different things that he ate growing up. And then we started going to this really good, like, Lebanese restaurant in Riverside. And that inspired me to learn how to make baba ganoush and hummus and all that stuff. Yeah. So that's where I got the inspiration to start doing it, because after I ate out a few times, I have a knack for cooking. And I think if you're foodies, you guys know, like I'll eat something, I'll be like, hey, I'm curious about this. I want to know how to make this. So I would find a cookbook Oh, that's so cool. You just like Middle Eastern food. Okay, Caleb, that's awesome. Well, like I said, I'm just part Middle Eastern, but I love Middle Eastern food. Like it's one of my favorite cuisines actually, like falafel, hummus, baba ganoush, like I still want to make like a veganized plant-based kibbeh. Like you can make kibbeh, without the meat. So I need to try that. I tried it once when my grandpa made it, but it was lamb, so I didn't really like that. Because even back then, I didn't really eat. Like I said, I ate some chicken and fish, but I didn't really eat lamb. But he's like, "Oh, you should try it," and I was like, "I'm sure it's good if you like lamb, but I don't eat lamb." So, but my dad, he loved it when he was little. That was his favorite thing that his grandma made. Like he always talked about it, like all the time. Like he always thought about it, you know. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a good evening and take care. Bye. I might show a short of what the plant-based enchiladas look like later when they come out of the oven. Good night. Bye.